Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, how you folks doing? Welcome back to another live stream. My name's Conman, and I hope you guys are just as excited to be here for another edition of Hold the Rope. HTR, baby, we're live. Nice to see all of you guys in here. Welcome to the live stream. Yes, this is the show where we talk about all things news, rumors, whatever has you, whatever's in your mind, right? This is what we talk about. We talk about all the things going on inside of wrestling, WWE, AEW, New Japan, whatever we got going on news-wise, we will cover it here on the show. Welcome, everybody, to the live stream, though. Once again, this is a live stream show. If you're watching this back at a later time, make sure you consider being here on every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as that is when we go live with this show. But welcome, everybody, again to the live stream. So, We're just going to get right into this thing. You know what we got to do, though? We got to do it at the start of every single live stream. It's time for the Conman Certified Roll Call. So who do we got in here today? It looks like we got ourselves Lou Dog. We got Melissa Solers. We got Jamie Todd. Tyler Crawford, how you doing? Unemployed Mario Yamaaski. How you doing, my friend? We got Paz. We got Chasin' Rise and Ventures. We got AJ Mahoney up in here. Chris McQuaid. AJ Rollins. Sarah Small back in here. How you doing there, Sarah Small? Austin Schlater. Slater? I don't know. I tried. Vegas Delk 24. There we go. 4120. I don't know why I couldn't read your numbers. And let's get the final shout out to John Silly Super Pop. How you doing? And we'll also say hi to Pam M. So yeah, guys, let's just dive right into this thing. There's lots of news to cover. We do only have about an hour here today. So let's just jump right into this thing. It's time for the news. And I'm just going to turn down my microphone a little bit because it seems like I was spiking my audio just a little bit too much. All right, here we go. So let's get right into the news here today. This is the Rumor Roundup. And guys, as you know, all right, just saying, Lyle, how you doing? Sorry. All right. So, as you know, at the start of every single Hold the Rope, we do a little thing where we go over the rumors that are going around. And the best place to catch your rumors, to get all caught up on them over the past week, is CagesideSeats.com, okay? They have this little thing called the Rumor Roundup, and we're just going to take a little look at it today. It collects all the biggest rumors going around in wrestling. We can discuss them just a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's get right into this thing. Reminder, though, as it says right on the side, these are just rumors, okay? We are not into the news section of the show. These are just rumors. Remember that. Again, rumors. It was said on Wrestling Observer Radio that Luke Harper's WWE contract is up in November. Dave Meltzer describes his publicly requesting his release as an interesting strategy, but it's not clear how WWE will respond yet. So that is very interesting there. We're going to dive a little bit more into the Luke Harper situation throughout the show today. But as most of you may already be aware, Luke Harper did ask for his release over Twitter. He posted it, his statement, his goodbye to WWE. But contrary to belief out there, he has not been released from his contract, okay? So again, guys, this is Luke Harper. The rumor is that his contract goes until November. He asked for a release from the contract early. Just because he asked for his release and just because he publicly stated that he asked for his release does not mean he is officially gone from WWE. He is essentially gone, right? He has essentially taken his ball and went home. He pulled but not like in a bad way, right? But he pulled a Neville, where he just wanted to be done with WWE and leave. But this is the right way of going about it, asking for your release. I'm not sure if posting your release on Twitter is the best way to go about it, but the guy's a big, talented man, and he deserves to be pushed. He tried his best. We kind of reported on it last week. He tried to do absolutely everything with that Dominic Dijakovic match that was for the Worlds Collide tournament, a special on the WWE Network that was barely being promoted. He did his best there. He put on a good match. You think that would have got him over just a little bit. He got thrown into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. No spotlight on him, not even a mention that he was returning. I totally understand why he wanted to leave and go pursue other destinations. Luke Harper's one of those guys, and I know it's becoming a running meme out there, but he's one of those guys that would fit perfectly inside of AEW. A guy who was heavily misused in WWE, but not viewed as a cast-off from WWE. You know, when I talk about cast-off from WWE, we're talking about Enzo Amore. We're talking about Big Cass. We're talking about guys who tried to make it in WWE, reached a moderate amount of success, and then kind of just fizzled out. This is one of those guys that is a company man. He is very respected in the backstage locker room, and he will go far just on that alone. He's very talented, and he's got a lot to offer in terms of how he works. He's started to slim down a little bit more now, so he just looks like he's got a good future going for him. Wherever he lands, he's going to do well. So anyways, that is kind of the situation on Luke Harper, as you can see right now. But again, he is still with WWE. And yeah, it's an interesting strategy that he took to Twitter to try to deliver that. Man, oh man, my lights are so bright. I just got to cover the lights for a second. Here, guys, look at this. My finger. This will darken the lights out for a second. There. All right. Oh, just because I kind of blinded myself by looking right into the lights, and my eyes are watering now, and I can't really read, so I'm trying to stall until my eyesight comes back. There we go. Now I can kind of see through the tears. Sasha Banks is booked for WWE's Money in the Bank pay-per-view on May 19th. However, they don't know if she will be back. So that is also a little bit of the latest on Sasha Banks. For those of you that do not know the Sasha Banks situation, it is out there right now. If it's we don't really know if it's being a work or if it's a shoot that got turned into a work, or if this is just real life, or whatever. We don't really have too much information on the story as of right now, but essentially what happened is Sasha Banks grew frustrated with the booking inside WWE, and she felt like them losing the tag team titles after being promised a long run, a historic run with the titles to try to get the division over. She then, when they lost the titles, rumors were that backstage she was not too pleased with it. Now, where people are kind of going from this right here and kind of connecting it to saying like this might be a work is the fact that Bayley got moved on over to SmackDown Live, right? She got moved over there, and when she got moved over to SmackDown Live, that's essentially split up, Boss and Hug Connection, and leaving the women's tag team division kind of in question. Are they going to be a part of the women's tag team division? Are they not? And then Bayley dropped the thing saying that she was going to be a single superstar. So all of a sudden you start looking at how they turned this into a storyline, and it may have started off with something else, but then it morphed into a work here. And the reason why people are saying potential work is because Sasha Banks right now is off on vacation with her husband, and people are believing that this could be Sasha Banks creating a good, hot storyline for her as she comes back after, her little vacation. And people do tend to take vacation after WrestleMania, That is essentially the end of their calendar year. And they're just like, all right, we're going to take some vacation. We're going to create a cool storyline and come back. So it could very, very well be that Sasha Banks is just doing this as a good storyline, right? And WWE is working us to the bone. And that is where us as wrestling fans and, wrestling YouTubers and whatever, people on Twitter, we got to be very careful, because sometimes we don't realize when we are being worked, right? This could be one of those situations, and it could also be a situation where Sasha Banks is actually disgruntled with the company. She would have some reasons for that. I don't believe she's ever really successfully defended her title, if she has, or at least the WWE Women's Championship. She had a few short reigns there against Charlotte, but it was just playing hot potato. So other than that, other than a tip of the cap to Sasha Banks on a few separate occasions, they have not really done much with her. And I don't blame her if she's a little upset with the company. All right, let's continue on here with the rumors. So we're going to get into the injury news right here in just a minute. But yes, Sheamus and Daniel Bryan are out with injuries. Bryan's injury came at WrestleMania, and the nature of the situation has been closely guarded. So basically, Daniel Bryan's injury is just being kept under wraps. We don't really know too much more on that. Sheamus's, however, is confirmed to have a concussion. He got the concussion during one of the matches. I'm not too sure exactly when. But yeah, Sheamus is dealing with a concussion, and Daniel Bryan is out with some unknown injuries. Let's talk a little bit about the War Raiders War Machine Viking Experience fiasco, okay, guys? So, This is even more messed up, but I almost wish that they would have went with this. All right. PW Insider reports that War Raiders' name was going to be changed to the Berserkers, but it was switched to the Viking Experience before their call-up. Meltzer says it was completely Vince McMahon's call to make the change, and I mean, does that surprise us even in the slightest a bit? Vince McMahon, he was sitting in his chair, and he's just like this. This is good old Vinnie Mac. He's just sitting in his chair, and he's just twiddling his fingers, and he's like, you know what? I see one day in the WWE's future, we're going to have a theme park. Yes, that's right. We're going to have a theme park, and the main attraction will be the Viking Experience. That's right. That's what we're going to do. We can sell the Viking helmets. They can take Viking photos. Oh, it's going to be great. Viking Experience. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? That is totally what Vince McMahon is thinking back there. He's just thinking about the future with the WWE theme park. No, honestly, all joking aside, though, let me just say this much. The Viking Experience is a stupid name. Ivor, I still don't know their names. Ivor and Eric, I believe, because they mispronounced it so many times on WWE TV. Like, I believe the announcer said one thing, Michael Cole said another, Corey Graves said a third thing, and then Michael Cole finally got the freaking name right. It took them like 4 tries to learn if it was Ivor, Igor, like, what the hell, right? Ivar and Eric is their names. Yeah, but anyways, Ivar and Eric, I think, are... It's weird because Hanson and Rowe, Ivar, Eric, you know, that's not too bad. But the team name will also get over, and it will eventually be dropped down to the Vikings. You know, they're going to drop that stupid Experience, or they're going to just be the Viking, or just going to be straight up Viking Experience. I don't know which one they're going to go with. But the Vikings sounds like a tag team name that actually would work inside the WWE. Again, the reason for Vince McMahon's name change here could very well be simply because he does not want the PG product of WWE, or at least a PG-ish product of WWE, promoting war, right? And WWE is very weird with certain things that they're allowed to say on TV and things that they don't, right? Vince is very, very, very careful with what you're allowed to say and what you're not. And I believe war is one of those things that Vince does not like on TV. It could very well just because he doesn't want any reference to the Monday Night Wars, you know? He maybe in his mind, he thinks, oh, WWE, war. Immediately you think of Triple H rolling in on WCW, the Monday Night Wars, right? You don't want to make that connection. So maybe that's going on in Vince's mind, thinking that they needed a name change. I personally think that their name was fine. I think War Machine was the best name that they've ever had. The War Raiders was just okay. War Games is interesting, though, Jamie Todd, because War Raiders were allowed down in NXT. War Games are allowed down in NXT because it is more of a hardcore fan base, and also you need a $9.99 subscription. So when you sign up to the WWE Network, you are signing up to WWE, and anything that is put on the network, you cannot get upset with, because it's not just going to be some kid that is randomly flipping through the channels and coming across the War Games, right? Or coming across the War Raiders. But on Raw, that is a very real thing that they have to worry about. You know, you've got little kids flipping through the channels at home. It's on the USA Network. That's not a small network whatsoever. And especially, you know, once you get them moving on over to SmackDown Live, or I should say over to Fox when SmackDown Live moves to Fox. You know, that's probably what's going on inside Vince's mind. War is not necessarily a PG product, even though it is something that is very, very much so ingrained into human life. It's very interesting, you know, what is allowed on WWE and what isn't. So I'm guessing, and this is without any sources, this is without any backup or anything like that, but I'm just straight up guessing that is the reason for the name change. Just Vince did not want something related to war on the main roster. And if that's the case, you cannot blame the man too much, but you can blame him for choosing such a stupid, silly, stupid, idiotic name as the Viking Experience. Yes, you can be mad at that. And I apologize for saying during the live stream, don't be mad at it, because I've tried not being mad at it, and I'm mad at it. All right. Let's get on to the last little bit of rumors right here before we get into the actual news on the day, everybody. I know we've been going for 15 minutes, barely any news so far. Bully Ray and Joey Mercury. Bully Ray and Joey Mercury are gaining influence backstage at Ring of Honor, according to Fightful, while longtime booker Delirious' creative input has decreased. So there you go. There's a little bit of Ring of Honor news if you guys are into that. Let's get on over here, though, to an interesting story over on Fightful.com. Again, a great little website if you guys would like to check out the latest news, rumors, all that stuff. Fightful.com is excellent. Again, Fightful.com. In my opinion, the best wrestling website out there. All right. Let's get into this, though. So, report WWE developmental contracts pay on average $50,000 to $150,000 a year. So, picture that. You are a guy just starting out inside the WWE. You might be 36 years old. You might be 22 years old. But it looks like your developmental contract, no matter where you are, starts at a minimum of $50,000 a year. That, to me, is low. That's low. Especially for a WWE superstar. Especially for a superstar who is out there selling tickets, especially NXT superstars. I get it, though. The developmental of $50,000 is still a decent amount of money, but think about it this way. You are traveling around with NXT. You are putting your body on the line. You are in the gym. You potentially could have injuries. And at any given moment, if you do get injured and say you are one of the guys making $50,000 a year and WWE hasn't invested that many years into you because you are independent contractors, because they are not unionized, that $50,000 contract guy, if he gets injured on training, he's done and he is out of there and he barely made a penny when he was in there. Think about this. $50,000 a year is certainly not chump change, but I believe, $35,000 a year is basically like minimum wage, if you think about that. I'm pretty sure about $35,000, maybe not minimum wage. Anyways, I'm not sure if I'm quoting this right. $30,000 living wage or something like that. Anyways, you need a decent amount of money to be able to have a solid living wage as an adult, right? And $50,000 a year, not really that much. I'm sure we've got some viewers in here that make more than that just at a standard job. Let's put this into consideration. If you're talking about a plumber, I think plumbers make more than $50,000 a year. Not saying we don't need plumbers, but that is the plumber isn't also going in the ring and putting his body on the line unless your name is a plumber and you have a gimmick as a plumber inside WWE. But that's not the case. So yeah, that's a little on the low side. However, up to $150,000 a year, that's a good contract. But those would be the guys like, Prince Devitt coming in, Kevin Steen, etc. The big free agent signings off of the independents. And even back then, they probably weren't making the $150,000 a year. The average is $80,000, which is a solid salary. So if you get to WWE and you're earning the $80,000, you're good, especially with travel and all that. You're good to go. But the thing is that you might not make it there. And just because you get to WWE doesn't always mean that you're going to make mad amounts of money. Let's take this little quote here, though, from Triple H. He says, discussed what they were looking for when recruiting talent. What we're really looking for, though, is when they start to break down, is how do you really act? Are you the type of person that when you're tired and exhausted puts the other person down to get in front of them? Or are you the type of person that looks at the person next to you and picks them up and says, come on, let's go, we're going to finish this? Because you can't do it by yourself in this business. So you have to be that emergent leader. Charisma, king or queen. That X factor that as you walk into the room that makes people turn their head and ask, who's that? So essentially all WWE's looking for from their tryouts is an X factor, and if you're going to be a good leader, if they can have faith with you. Let's get to the next story here. As I'm sure some of you guys may have heard, we have a injury, and before you guys celebrate, before anybody cheers out loud, remember this is a real person, okay? This is a real person behind the character. Nia Jax is out as she has to have double knee surgery. Holy crap. First of all, knee surgery, not easy. whatever age you are, athlete, non-athlete, knee surgery isn't easy because that takes away your ability to walk right there, especially a double knee surgery. So first of all, Nia Jax, well wishes go out to you. Please get better soon. We may not like you inside the WWE, but you are a real person. I hope you don't. I hope you do recover soon. Hope you don't recover soon. No, that would be so rude. But apparently it is going to be suffering from ACL tears in both of her knees. She'll need to go under the knife to repair them. No word how long she'll be out, but sometimes it takes up to 9 months before full range of motion and stability is regained in the knee joint. So there you go, folks. This is what she had to say over on Twitter. Some of you may or may not know, but I will be out of action for a little while. Unfortunately, I've been pushing through some pain over the last year due to injuries in my knees, and I will be undergoing surgery to repair both of my ACLs. I'm grateful to everyone who has supported me. Nia. So long time, guys. So get well soon, Nia Jax. Let's get on over here. So the concussion issues with Sheamus and the injury news with Daniel Bryan, we're going to dive into a little bit more here. So this was our latest update as of 9:39 a.m. April 18th, today. So earlier today, the latest update on Sheamus was coming from Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer that Sheamus suffered a concussion, likely in the 6-man tag team bout on the April 9th edition of SmackDown Live. All right? I just realized, guys, we are not covering even the news anymore. I didn't even put it back up on the right screen. So there we go. Let's get to the original one here, though. Updates on Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. Fans may have noticed that Daniel Bryan has not been appearing on television since losing the WWE title to Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania 35. According to PW Insider, Bryan was not at television this week and is currently dealing with an undisclosed injury. There you go. Once again, that undisclosed report. The report says that the nature of the situation has been closely guarded. Furthermore, Sheamus is reportedly dealing with an undisclosed injury as well, which is now known as a concussion. He was noticeably absent from last night's SmackDown, so a couple nights ago, teamed with Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura, where Sheamus was nowhere to be found. Sheamus last wrestled on the April 9th edition of SmackDown Live, teaming with Cesaro and Drew McIntyre against the New Day in the 6-man tag team bout. There is no timetable for the return of Sheamus, or either of them. Let's talk a little bit about new recruits inside the WWE Performance Center. We have a few new stars on their way. WWE announced the latest additions to the Performance Center recruiting class. The trio of stars are Garza Jr., Kushida, and Shane Strickland. So, guys, take a look at the... I guess you can't take a look. I thought there was going to be a photo there. Well, anyways, we got 3 new recruits. So, obviously, the big name there is Kushida. He will be on NXT TV, I believe, in a couple of weeks. He obviously appeared at NXT TakeOver New York. And, yeah, so he'll obviously be appearing on TV pretty soon. I did see his entrance, which looks to be phenomenal. Looking forward to that one. Garza Jr. is also an interesting name to watch out for. Shane Strickland, I know nothing about. So, yeah. Let's get on to here. Samoa Joe to be moved to Raw. If you guys just happened to miss this during the Superstar Shakeup, this is just actually some normal news inside the WWE. Samoa Joe, while he was off of SmackDown Live, while he was missing from Monday Night Raw, the U.S. title and Samoa Joe is officially moving to Monday Night Raw. So there you have it, folks. I don't believe anything else here. Yeah, so Fightful Select reported earlier this week that Samoa Joe was sick to the point of barely functioning ahead of Raw on Monday night, which kept him from appearing on the show. So there you go, folks. He'll probably be moving into a feud with Braun Strowman as well. Let's talk some AEW news right now. Joey Janela, Sunny Days added to the over-the-budget Battle Royal, and Brandy versus Ali official for, what's the name of that called? Fight for the Fallen, the new pay-per-view that is going down, I believe, July 13th, if I'm not mistaken. Saturday, July 13th, so that'll be their second pay-per-view. Sweet. So yeah, anyways, guys, on this episode of Road to Double or Nothing, it was announced that Joey Janela, Sunny Days, and MJF, Michael... Oh, shoot, what's his full name again? Michael James Freeman? Oh, freak. What's his name again, guys? Can somebody just say it right now in the chat? I don't know why I'm blanking on it. MJF is... Somebody's going to get me. Nope. Nobody going to let me know MJF. Nope. All right. And cool. No. All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, okay. Nobody's going to help me. Two of the most... Mike J. Flanagan. No, that is definitely not his name. All right, guys. Well, we got a bunch of casuals in here, apparently. MJF, why am I blanking on his name? This is going to piss me off. MJF, guys. Oh, I got to Google it. All right. MJF, why am I blanking on this guy? Maxwell Jacob Friedman. There we go. Holy crap, Maxwell. I was like, Mike. It's not Matt. It's not Mike. Maxwell. All right, Maxwell. There we go, folks. We're good. We're back in here. I got a little sidetracked. Let's get on to the next little bit, though. So they are going to be a part of the Battle Royal, and Brandy, like I said, versus Allie against Brandy Rhodes, I should say. Fight for the Fallen. That'll be going down there. Let's get on to this one. Wrestlers are reacting to Luke Harper asking for his release. So these, I just wanted to do a little bit of a feel-good segment here. You know, I just kind of wanted to relive how wrestlers see Luke Harper. It's just kind of a nice little moment. But before we get into that, guys, reminder to leave a like on this video. Also making sure you are subscribed to the channel with your notifications turned on. And please make sure you join the Discord chat, as we will be taking your live calls very, very shortly. Not too many news to get through here. So anyways, Luke Harper right here. Just running down here. Angelo Dawkins said, thank you for everything, Uncle Luke. Rusev right here said, Godspeed, Brody. See you on the NBA 2K courts. Sami Zayn dropping the much loved dude. See you at McDinton's. Don't know what that is. Zack Ryder shows his love with thank you, Luke, 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 Luke post. I think I got them all. Eddie Kingston said, my dude. Don't know who that is. Andy Dalton. I don't know who that is either. Sin Cara tweeting out, going to miss you, my friend. Every time we got to wrestle, I was excited to share the ring with you because I knew I would have an amazing match. Thank you, Luke Harper. Tyson Ducks says, this guy will always go places and do super well. Looking forward to seeing where his life takes him. And to read the post right here from every single one of you, or to every single one of you, from Luke Harper, it says, as of this evening, I've requested a release from WWE. The past 6 years have been simply amazing journey around the world and back with lifelong friends and family. I am proud of it all and proud to say I shared the ring with my coworkers. This decision was difficult as it was, feels right for myself and WWE. My goal in the future is to continue to grow as a performer and person and continue to make my family proud. Thank you from the bottom to the top of WWE. Thank you to the fans for your undying support. Thank you, everyone. So that was Luke Harper there. John Cena is in talks to potentially join Suicide Squad 2. So there you go, folks. Could John Cena play a comic book character? According to Variety, John Cena is in talks to join the cast of Suicide Squad 2. Idris Elba and Margot Robbie have already signed on to the project. Suicide Squad 2 is the sequel to 2016 Suicide Squad. Fun note, I've never seen that movie, which was a success at the box office, grossing $746.8 million worldwide, but panned by critics only 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. So there you go, folks. John Cena could be a part of the Suicide Squad. Let's get on here, though. A cool little article that I did find on Fightful right here, showing the end dates for the contracts of people inside WWE and actually across the world. So just really quickly, some notable ones that are coming up. Shinsuke Nakamura's expires during 2019. Mauro Ranallo here at the end of June, by the looks of it. Rhino will be out of there. The Good Brothers are in September 2019. So that is a team right there where I could see them being a part of AEW if they do not re-sign with the WWE. They have ties, with a lot of the people that are going to be a part of AEW. The Good Brothers. That's one to watch out for. Stephanie McMahon, her on-screen talent, is expiring on October 7th. Luke Harper, like we just saw, late 2019. That has been now confirmed as November. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy in March of 2020. The Revival, April 2020. And the list kind of goes on from there. Everybody else is kind of through. The longest one, look at this. Booker T runs through 2029. Booker T has signed a long deal, and I wonder where they got that one from. Let's see here. Wow, that's crazy from Fightful. All right, I really want to show you guys also this cool little photo snippet here. This is a before and after from the 2016 NXT rookie class. So, folks, take a look at the superstars that were brought in during April of 2016, 3 years ago, almost to this day. This is Nikki Cross right here, her first thing that she brought, or how she looked during her Performance Center tryout. She then moved to becoming like this. Look at this. We're going to go here. Otis Dojovic. Recognize him? Well, man, that's him now. You got Bianca Belair. She was a part of the April 2016 rookie class, and she has developed into a star. Look at that first person from that to that. Amazing. You've got Vanessa Bourne, who, I mean, I'm not super high on, but I think her tag team with Aaliyah of Bourne and Bougie could do something. So, yeah. Shane Thorne, interesting signing back then. He could be something inside NXT if they let him run. I think Shane Thorne could very well much be like another Buddy Murphy, a guy who people don't see much of at the start, but really comes into his own as he continues to put the work on inside WWE. We also had Lacey Evans, who was a part of this April 2016 rookie class. So look at that. Lacey Evans, the develop from there to that. Amazing. And then we got Baba Tunde. I've not really seen too much from Baba Tunde. I think he was inside the Greatest Royal Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. But that's all that we've seen from him. So yeah. Also in some news right here, guys, we've got Humberto Carrillo versus Drew Gulak set for next week's 205 Live. So that's going to be a good little match. Humberto is really impressing me inside the WWE. If you guys have not checked him out yet, make sure you do so. Then let's go to Twitter.com, Becky Lynch, because she has been releasing some tweets that that are very interesting as of late. You know she's always really good with her Twitter game, right? Always straight up roasting people. But here's one that, let's kind of go into the rabbit hole here. So, the man dropping this on Lacey Evans, saying some of us are out there making history, others are walking the ramp in nice hats. Lacey Evans had to reply to that, of course. She said, and my actions are being talked about by the history makers themselves. Good thing you're practicing bowing down my high heels. Oh, good thing you're practicing bowing down. My high heels will need cleaning when I'm done taking everything you've worked for. Becky Lynch did not like that, and this is what she had to say. Tall blonde does a moonsault, tells me to bow. Is this from the Carolinas? Might be time to ask Mama Evans if Rick was natching around there before you were born, you plank. Holy! What? How? Jesus Christ, man. And let's see here. There was one more. Was there anything more, or did she delete them? Oh, here we go. So, Bailey says this, I don't just show up to clock in and clock out. I'm not just along for the ride. I'm here to evolve, and I expect this whole roster to push me to my limits, because that is what I'm here for, to do them, to be more. Becky might be the champ for now, but I'm here to be the change. Becky Lynch had to reply. She said, I'm glad at least one of you had the spine to come looking for me, but don't get it twisted now. Everyone who comes looking for the man ends up changing who they are. I'll pull the best out of you too. Damn, man. Becky Lynch going ham. And guys, this will be the last thing before we get into your live calls, which again, you can head on down into the description below. Click on the Discord link to join the Conman Discord, okay? Again, down in the description below, Conman Discord, where you can talk to me live. We'll be taking your calls in just a moment. Let's get on here to Taz, because I really want to play this for you. I want you guys to hear this and hear Taz's thoughts on wrestlers using terminology like mark, like what's it called, kayfabe, whatever, babyface. He doesn't like it.
Why shouldn't the fans have their own language? It's about time, damn it. This applies to all of you as fans. Okay, you need to change your language and stop using language of the wrestler. It's one of the things that pisses off wrestlers the most are when wrestling fans try to use inside terms, or they do use inside terms. Okay, you need to earn that language, so now you guys have your own language, and I, with my producer, will help create this new fucking language for you guys. How great is this? And wrestlers aren't allowed to use those words. How about that? Trust me, the fans of the Taz Show will embrace this.
Muy caliente.
All right. So, Taz, bringing up always some interesting points. The fact that wrestlers don't like when us fans use terminology from the business, and they want us to kind of talk in a different way. Now, I don't mind the idea of developing some sort of language for the fans, right? But here's the thing. Old school wrestlers, yes, you did have to earn your language. You did have to, earn the respect of the fans. You did have to earn your right to say the word babyface, say the word mark, to call somebody a mark. You had to be in the business, right? But that's kind of changed now. And I understand wrestlers from the old days not wanting current fans to use that terminology, right? But here's the thing. The fans that grew up watching those superstars, well, that's how we became fans, right? We didn't have the old days where wrestling was ever viewed as quote-unquote real, right? We grew up in an age, at least my age group, I know that for sure. We grew up in an age where the curtain was very much pulled back. We never had those moments in wrestling where the curtain was completely shut tight and nobody knew anything going on backstage. Guys, Bleacher Report has been reporting on backstage incidents for a decade now, it seems? So the difference between the old days and wrestlers having to earn the terminology and current days is that the terminology is just so much more widely available to everybody. How do you describe a bad guy in wrestling? They're a heel. How do you describe a good guy in wrestling? They're a face or babyface. What do you describe a person who loses their mind over absolutely everything? A mark. How do you describe somebody who thinks they're ahead of the business, that thinks they're smarter than the business, but still freaks out over every little tiny detail? A smark. These are terms that have been used in wrestling for a while now, and I don't know why wrestlers would be mad at it. Right? Is that just me looking at it that way? Or do you guys feel the same way? Let me know down in the comments right now. We are going to get to your comments, though, so let's get to your live calls. Everybody, again, Discord. Join the Discord server. We're going to have time for a few calls here today, so make sure you head on over there. And let's get this show underway. Again, make sure you please have your microphone turned on. Your speakers are either plugged into a headphone or you have the video muted in the background so that we do not get feedback of audio. Let's get right into this. We are going to start things off today with AJ Mahoney. All right? So AJ Mahoney, please have your microphone turned on. We are ready to go. Hey AJ, how you doing, buddy?
Hey Con.
How's it going?
Good.
What's your question, my friend?
Why did they move the War Raiders up so early? They need to stay down at NXT for a little bit longer.
Shock value, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
They need to lose the tag team titles to, somebody, like the Street Profits, before they come.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of weird, considering the fact that we just had the whole build-up to the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic was between, Ricochet, Aleister Black, and the War Raiders. And if they planned on calling up the War Raiders right after WrestleMania, I don't understand why somebody like, you said, the Street Profits, or somebody like the Forgotten Sons couldn't have won the Dusty Rhodes Classic and then taken the titles off them, right? It seems very weird that they would have called them up that soon without a plan involved, right?
Or even the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Could have won.
Even them, yeah. Exactly, man.
I think they wanted the Dusty Rhodes Classic to be against the fan favorites. Like the War Raiders is one of the fan favorite tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
And Black and Ricochet are both singles favorite.
Yeah, you're probably right. They just wanted some sort of babyface tag team to win it. Yeah, I just think that it was a very much a knee-jerk reaction to wanting some sort of surprise on the main roster. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not at all upset to see the War Raiders or Viking Experience on the main roster now, right? I'm very excited to see that, but you're right. They did have some stuff that they needed to finish up in NXT. I hope they write them out properly over the next coming weeks, and hopefully it won't be too confusing switching back and forth between War Raiders and NXT and Viking Experience on the main roster.
Is that your next Raw Tag Team Champions?
What's that, sorry, man?
Or the Viking Experience your next Raw Tag Team Champions?
That's a very good question.
Is that one?
See, part of me wants to say yes, but also part of me totally sees them not getting the titles right away. I could see Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins holding on to these things for a while because Vince McMahon just doesn't care about the tag team division, right?
I can see him holding on to them until SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's just it's not a great story right now. I don't know. I'm kind of clouded in the idea of still the Viking experience. I'm having a tough time just imagining the Viking experience as the tag team champions. It's just like, it's such a terrible name. Oh man. Any other questions, my friend?
Is Roman Reigns heel?
No, Roman Reigns is not heel. No, he is very much a babyface.
Since he punched Vince, I thought he would. He looked kind of heelish.
Nah, Vince literally just called up. Like, Vince trolled every single one of us with the Elias call up there, and the fact that Elias was saying that he's got his finger on the pulse of the WWE audience. No, Vince is the biggest heel inside WWE. It's actually crazy. Vince has found a way to continue to be the biggest heel in WWE. Because I guarantee you guys, every single person watching this show right now, how many of us threw our arms up in the air when the Viking experience came out and said, "Oh, Vince strikes again"? He has that ingrained right into us, right? Where we're like, everything that he says or everything that he does, we instantly don't like because it's a Vince McMahon product now. He has still maintained the ability to be the biggest heel inside WWE. It's just a different heel, you know? It's a social media heel. It's it's the hardcore fan audience heel. It's very different than back in the day. But he's I don't know. He's just kind of losing it slowly, in my opinion. But
were you shocked when Asuka and Kairi Sane teamed up? That's the new tag team.
Shocked that they put Asuka in a tag team. Yeah, I really am. I thought Asuka would be one of the ones gunning for her women's championship back after losing it to Becky Lynch. I thought that Asuka should have won the women's battle royal to spark something for her. As much of a nice win it was for Carmella, that did nothing. She lost to Charlotte just, like a week after Mania. It would have been nice to see Asuka get that and get the push out of it, but at least now she's going to be competing for those women's tag team titles. If they don't see her in the main event right now, then you know what? Then at least it gives her something to do over the next little bit.
I was kind of upset when they didn't call it Undisputed.
Yeah, but I mean, we can't be upset. We can't be upset over things not happening. We can be upset over stupid things that happen. How about that?
Lars Sullivan.
All right, Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
What about him?
You need to have him on Raw so you can have a feud with Braun, and start to move him over. Have him on both brands.
Nope. Keep him on one. Keep him on one. You've got one monster on Raw. You don't need another monster on Raw. So split them up. I like that idea. Him being on SmackDown. And no, don't have him on both brands. You don't want to overexpose Lars Sullivan right now, because here's the thing. Lars Sullivan is going to be one of those guys that don't have very many matches on Raw. He's going to be almost like a Braun Strowman build, where it's either going to be jobber matches or it's going to be straight up just him causing mayhem. And it looks like they're going more of the mayhem route. So until he starts getting consistent matches, you don't want to overexpose him, and you don't want to be having him on every single week of SmackDown. Make his appearances so random. Make him not know when he's going to come out. Lars is lurking, right? That's his whole character. So make him kind of like a guessing game. You don't know when you're going to see Lars, but don't have him on both brands for sure. That would overexpose him.
Last question.
Mm-hmm.
Your prediction for the men's and women's Money in the Bank?
Men's... Okay, I'm going to go to the women's. I'm going to go Asuka just for the reason that I think she needs to get back into the women's title picture. And I think Asuka winning the Money in the Bank would be really, really, really good. Men's, that's a tougher one because there's quite a few people who could win it. We could see, people won't like it, we could see Roman Reigns win it because he hasn't won that accolade yet, right? You got to remember they did that with John Cena and other superstars, Randy Orton. The faces of the company have all seemingly won the Money in the Bank at some point. So Roman Reigns could get it. They could do an up-and-coming star they could do an Apollo Crews if they wanted to go young. But if I had to say the most likely one, the most likely scenario, what's that?
Ricochet.
Ricochet's okay. Yeah, Ricochet's an okay one. He'd be fun. I want to see Ricochet more so in the mid-card picture right now. Just build up that IC title. IC title used to mean a lot, right? It really did.
Yeah.
That was like the title
But
that
now,
Ricky Dragon Steamboat held on to, Macho Man, It was valued. But now it's just kind of like a stepping stone thing there. It's just something to give the main event stars when they don't have anything going on. So I'd almost rather, see Ricochet go after that IC title against Finn Balor or whatever. But again, to go back to your question, I'm having a really, really tough time picking somebody to win the men's Money in the Bank.
I think it's to be Andrade for the men and Amber Moon for the women.
Ember Moon's not a bad one whatsoever. That's a really good one. And Andrade, I don't mind that. Him moving over to Raw, there could be a reason for that, right?
To make them a big star.
Exactly. Thanks, man. We're going to move on to some other questions, though. Have a good day, and thanks for all the questions.
You're welcome, Tom. You should have a good day, too.
Talk to you later, bud. All right, let's go to Ev Dog Too Sweet. Hey, Ev Dog, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. What's your question, my friend?
I have a couple. Who do you think would be the first to challenge Kofi Kingston for the WWE title?
Kevin Owens. He's got a story there. Let's turn Kevin Owens heel like in a couple weeks or whatever, setting up Money in the Bank. KO versus Kofi. He's been speaking about respect and all that the respect that he has for Kofi, so use it.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe a big shocker, Buddy Murphy.
That would be fun. That would be really, really fun. Buddy Murphy, certainly he has built up his value. He is going to SmackDown Live. I didn't make that up, right? He is going to SmackDown?
Yeah.
Yep, good. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad one. Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
Sure, that would be a fun... I'd like to see Kofi Kingston put on, like, say, an open challenge, though, for that. Let's say Kofi Kingston goes out there in the center of the ring and says, all right, everybody who has been pushed down by the WWE, who hasn't been given opportunities, well, now's your opportunity. Come out and prove it against the champ. Open challenge. And Buddy Murphy answers that way, has a really good showing, and you could either go one of two ways, disqualification ending or Kofi beating him clean with Murphy almost getting the win, right? There's those two ways you could go with it and keep the title on Kofi. So that's not a bad one, man.
Yeah, and who would be the first challenger for Finn Balor?
Finn, let's see, he just fought Ali. Ali lost. Andrade moved to Raw. I would have said Andrade if he was still on SmackDown because that would have been awesome. Balor versus... I'm going through like the shakeup here as well. The stars that have moved. Who do you got? Well, I'm thinking here.
For me, who I want to see, I would say Jeff Hardy.
The tag team champion right now. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because my whole thing would be, that would be a whole shock. Turn Jeff heel, lose the tag belt, and at SummerSlam, everyone's laughing about this. Turn Jeff Hardy into his TNA persona, Willow, versus the Demon King at the main event.
Wouldn't be main event. I see where you're going with it. The only thing holding you back is the fact that Jeff Hardy is tag team champions right now. And
yeah.
To get to Finn Balor versus Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam, that's what we've got. How many months? April, so May, June, July, August. We got like 4 months, right? 3-4 months. That is a very short turnaround time to go from tag team champions to heel to feuding with your brother to Intercontinental title picture. That is a very quick turnaround. It could happen, but Finn Balor's going to need some sort of feud before that as well. I'm going to take your Buddy Murphy idea. Let's go Buddy Murphy versus Finn Balor's the first match. And I also like Barry in the chat said Chad Gable wouldn't be a bad one coming on over.
Sure, yeah. Oh yeah, Chad Gable, that would be good too. And also, I have two also surprise ones. Finn Balor could easily, like Roman Reigns, because Finn Balor's first match was with Roman Reigns on Raw.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah, and also another matchup I really want to see Finn Balor defend his title against would be probably against either Randy Orton or another superstar who mostly never had a title match. I think on SmackDown or Raw would be who that Ali.
Ali, yeah, like they just had that Ali versus Finn Balor match on SmackDown, so I don't think we're gonna get a title feud there. Ali is in the process right now of being built up as a losing underdog babyface, and he's eventually going to get his little push, but it's
Yeah,
not going to be against Finn Balor right now, because what you need for Mustafa Ali to get, or just straight up Ali to get over in the WWE, is you need for him to be up against a really good heel, because Ali
yeah,
is so lovable. You want to root for him. When he cuts those promos backstage or outside, whatever it is in the alleyways, you just want to root for the guy, right? But
yeah,
to get to root for him, he's got to be fighting against something. And right now, he's not fighting against anything. He's just kind of in the SmackDown Live roster. So until he catches some heat with a good storyline, Mustafa is not going to get a title opportunity. Not right now.
yeah. So, and also another one I was thinking of, like, who do you think would take the belts off of the Hardy Boys? While I'm thinking about that down the line.
Let's think. You know what? Hardy Boys seem like a transition champion, right? They really do.
Yeah.
Like I think that they want to take the titles off of the Usos so that they could then move towards yeah.
To move to Raw.
Yeah, well to move them to Raw. Yeah, they wanted the Usos on Raw for sure, but they took the titles off them and they didn't want to put them on the next tag team that was going to, hold on to the tag team titles for a while. So here's the reason why I don't think the Usos lost at Mania and why they lost to the Hardy Boys. Because I think the Hardy Boys are going to lose the titles to Heavy Machinery. And I think Heavy Machinery versus face, out of respect, I totally see that match happening where the Hardys do the job for the tag team in the future. And then you kind of have a comedy tag team on top for a little bit, because it's been a while since we've had a comedy tag team on top, right, on SmackDown Live. So
Oh yeah. Well,
I see.
my
Sorry to completely interrupt. It's just I see them wanting to make Heavy Machinery a bigger deal than they are right now, because I think they are being viewed too much as a comedy role. So grabbing the tag titles as a comedy role and then trying to improve on it and break out of that comedy role, I want to see if WWE can get them to do that, right? And if it's possible.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, sink or swim, right? Throw the titles on them. The Hardys aren't going to do anything wondrous for the tag team division that they already haven't done. So let's try it on another team, see what they can do, and if they fail, you can always go the safe route of putting them back on a tag team like The Bar, or you could do Aleister Black and Ricochet or whatever, right?
yeah, because my idea was like down the line, like maybe like I don't know. I was thinking maybe at Money in the Bank they'll drop the titles and like, well, their favorite match was a TLC match and maybe have an open challenge because they're to a random team. And I was thinking, I don't know, I was thinking the Bullet Club would come out, and that's when Anderson Gallows and Valor come out and they'll turn heel and help them win the belt.
That is amazing fantasy booking, my friend. Amazing fantasy booking. Yeah. It's not going to happen. Put it this way, if they wanted the club inside WWE, if they wanted a quote-unquote Bullet Club in WWE, they would have pulled the trigger on it 2 years ago when it was hot. There would be no point in pulling it right now because the fans do not care about Gallows and Anderson. And what it will then do is it will be a watered-down version of the Bullet Club. It'll be a watered-down feel to it, and no matter how hard that WWE will try to get them over, they will have this constant thing in the back of their mind of Gallows and Anderson being, the team that made testicle jokes, wore doctor uniforms, and were never taken seriously,
Yeah, I understand. And well, how would you get him over if like you made him like do joke stuff in the past?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, and I understand that. So, and also another thing, since Finn Balor came to SmackDown, I didn't know Samoa Joe got transferred because he was ill Monday. Why didn't they do like a promo package or something like that?
They probably will this upcoming Monday. I got to move on to some other questions, though, my friend. Thanks for talking, and have a good day, all right?
Yep, you too, and have a good day.
Bye-bye. All right, let's get on to some next questions here. Let's get to Johnny Burns. Hey, Johnny Burns, how you doing, buddy? Johnny Burns, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Good to hear. What's your question, my friend? What's your question, my friend?
Who do you
There you go.
think would be great for a winner takes all? Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, or the Hardy Boys versus the current Raw Tag Champs?
I'd unite the tag belts before uniting the mid card for sure. Yeah, that's the way I'd go. Thanks for your question, my friend. We're gonna move on to the next one. Have a good day. All right, let's get to Samster. How you doing, buddy? Samster, welcome to the live stream. How you doing? Samster, you there, my friend? All right, let's get on to Mysteria. Hey, Mysteria, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, it's Melissa. How you doing?
I'm doing great. What's your question?
I was wondering about, let's see, it has to do with wrestling. I know that. Yeah, you know where I'm from Melissa Saunders from here in Evansville, Indiana. So I was wondering about, probably about what would you think if they had like the NWO versus the club, or with Undertaker and Kane, stuff like that.
So your question is, what do I think about
Well,
the NWO
yeah.
versus Undertaker, Kane versus anybody
With
else?
the club,
With the club?
Yeah, with the Bullet Club. Yeah, I think that would be a good feud.
It would be fun. I if we did it 20 years ago and somehow meshed the generations, certainly. Right now, though, it'd be a hot mess of old grandpas and young bucks in there, you know? Yeah. Would be certainly fun. Like, that sounds like a fun thing to have in WWE 2K19 or something.
I know. I've been watching wrestling since the early '90s.
Oh, nice.
So I'm 40 years old, man. So I've been watching wrestling since like 91, 92 years, 92, 93 years ago. So.
Jeez, wow, you've been a long-term fan, eh?
I've been a long-term wrestling fan like for a long time.
Nice.
So,
Nice, man.
yeah,
Well, we got to get going to
Yeah.
some more questions here, though, my friend. So we will talk to you, though, in the future, all right?
All right, you have a good day, though.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's get to Thomas Noble. Hey, Thomas Noble, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, doing fine, Comment. What's going on with you?
Not too much, my friend. Just doing the good old HTR. What's your question?
I'll just go for a quick comment first, then I'll go to my question.
All right.
Is that fine for you?
That is fine.
But to my quick comment, what the heck? Why did the WWE want to name the Viking Experience instead of like keeping the War Raiders? Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
It really doesn't. The only thing that I can possibly fathom in my mind is that Vince McMahon just didn't want anything referring to war on the main roster. That is the only thing that can come through my mind. And like I said as a joke earlier in the stream, he's probably in the back thinking, well, we can make a WWE amusement park, right? Let's do the Viking Experience, and that'll be the main attraction. So that's probably why.
Screw off Vince McMahon.
So what's your question,
Okay,
my
now
friend?
now to my question. So who is most likely going to get which team do you think should take out the titles of the Iconics?
Good question. I was very much hoping that the Sky Pirates was going to be the team that takes it off them and they let them run with the titles, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I want Natty and Beth. I want at SummerSlam Iconics versus Natalya and Beth Phoenix, and I want to see those duos win it. I just want Natty and Beth as the champ. After everything that Natty went through over the past year, the fact that those two were like a tag team way back in the day, the Divas of Doom, it would just be such a nice thing to see happen. I want to see it happen. What about you?
Well, for me here, yes, Natty and Beth, but in the near future, I would say Asuka and Kairi Sane, because like what I saw SmackDown last Tuesday, they performed really well in that 6-women tag match, was it, or 8-man? I don't know.
It was, who was it? It was Bayley, Ember Moon, and then Asuka and Kairi Sane versus, oh goodness, the other 4 heel women, whatever they are. Yeah, it was, I believe it was 8, right? 8-women tag?
Yeah, it was 8.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. They did
yeah,
look good. Yeah, Kairi Sane looked really good in that match, to be quite honest. Her pirate elbow or whatever, the insane elbow is absolutely amazing. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, I like they pick up from SmackDown. I like Kairi Sane picked up from SmackDown, but I like what is? I mean, I forgot my other one there.
No
What was it? If Kairi Sane in the near future is going for a single title, but what women's title do you think she might go after in the near future?
Kairi Sane?
Yes, Kairi Sane.
Well, she doesn't have too many options. She is a SmackDown superstar, so the SmackDown Live Women's Championship was one of her options, or the tag titles. They don't really have too many options for titles in the women's division, and right now, being a part of a tag team with Paige, it looks like they're gonna at least being in the conversation for the women's tag titles.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to see in the future some sort of mid-card title for the women's division as well. Like if they do end up going the direction of uniting all of the women's division, unifying the Raw Women's Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship, then I would love to see, the one women's champ, the mid-card champ of the women's division, whatever it may be, and then the tag champs. I think you could really have a good division now with that 3-title format as opposed to the 3-title format that they have right now, because basically what they have is they have 2 titles on one person, but those 2 titles, when they're split, they are viewed kind of at the same level. You can't really build anybody up to that title, So they need something in the middle.
Yeah.
Anything else, my friend?
One more quick question here, and then I'll let you do your continue the stream.
All right.
Let's see. What was it? Lars Sullivan. You already discussed about it, but who's most likely the perfect opponent for Lars Sullivan?
Perfect opponent. Like, are you talking throughout his entire feud, or perfect, start to get him over inside the WWE?
On the feud.
So just perfect feud overall? Braun Strowman. Hell yeah. Braun versus Lars is money. That is a match that you would have at WrestleMania. That is like, the battle of 2 giants in this current age of WWE. We don't have that anymore, right? The closest thing as a battle of 2 giants is like Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman. We don't have 2 legit mammoth of men anymore like Braun Strowman and Lars.
What about Big Show and Braun?
Big Show and Braun we've already gotten, my friend. We've gotten that a while ago.
No. I mean, there's 2 giants. I mean, you're talking about giants versus giants. I was talking about Big Show and Braun, giant versus giant, like way back.
Yeah, we used to have that, but we don't have it anymore, is what I was saying. But that's why we now have Lars.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying here.
Yeah.
Continue.
So that's why we have Lars now on the SmackDown brand being the giant over there, and and the Raw giant being Braun Strowman. That would be a really cool feud down the line, and that would be a thing if they keep them separate enough for long enough that they could build that all the way into an actual WrestleMania feud, and that would be a money feud. That's something that ESPN would cover. Battle of 2 giants. That's like, that draws casual fans right there. So that is a match I would love to see one day. Just to answer a question that you didn't really ask, though, his first feud would be really fun against some more legends. Maybe Goldust is still just kicking around backstage somehow. Let's throw him out there. Let's keep throwing these old legends and keep making him seem like a bully. Because as of now, I believe he's attacked, Kurt Angle, R-Truth, and the Hardys. He's attacked all legends, all older guys. So let's keep that rolling.
I don't see Lars going to take on Goldust. I don't have that in my prediction on the start.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Goldust might not even be under contract anymore. I honestly don't know, but
yeah, he's not under contract. What I was thinking, Lars against what was it? Possibly the Big Show or something. If he could return somehow.
Yeah, the Big Show, he's interesting. We've seen the Big Show do his stuff, right? He's put over other giants inside the WWE. It's getting to the point where you're starting to hurt his legacy, right? Because all he's done is lose for the last 4 years. So you don't want to hurt the legacy of Big Show. I think he is done inside the ring. I think it's time to just move on from having Big Show being the stepping stone for every big man inside the WWE. Let's find a way to get him over without needing essentially the most famous giant of all time, outside of Andre the Giant, right?
Yes.
All right, my friend, we got a couple more people that I got to get to today, so I'm going to move on with the questions. Thanks for calling in.
Absolutely.
Have a good day. You too. All right, let's get here to Lou Dog. Let's talk to Lou Dog today, and then we can get to King's Table. Hey, Lou Dog, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
Not too much. How you doing?
Ah, man. Dude, remember how I went to WrestleMania on Sunday?
Yes, sir. How was it?
Dude, it's an experience. You need to go one day live. It's crazy.
It is I can promise you right now, it's absolutely on the to-do list. I want to go to Mania one day so bad.
All right. My question is this: what would you think about seeing a feud between the Street Profits and the New Day for the tag titles at WrestleMania 1 year?
1 year? Yeah, sure. We're talking about a team that I haven't seen the full development from yet, right? With Street Profits, I don't know what type of level they can be on the main roster. I know that they are moderately over in NXT. They're not insanely over, right? They're moderately over in NXT, and I don't know how they're going to do on the main roster, if they're going to fall down the rabbit hole of somebody like No Way Jose, or if they're going to rise to the occasion of somebody, say, like the New Day. So that's a very tough question to say right now. Talent-wise, it's there. It would be a good match. It's just whether the fans will buy into the characters of Street Profits on the main roster. That would be my only question.
Yeah, but you got two really charismatic teams,
on paper,
Montezford is kind of
Yeah.
And do you see Aleister Black winning any titles this year?
This year, yes. Question is which one. I have a tough time believing that they will have this mystique of Aleister Black without putting a title on him. The U.S. title would make sense. Do we even know what brand they are on? Are they both on SmackDown? Or
no,
happened?
They're on Raw.
So they did put them on Raw.
Yeah, which is kind of, for me, just seeing the growth of both of them from NXT is just kind of I'm just not kind of happy with that. I wish they were on SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown's got a lot of good wrestlers, but here's the thing. We also got a decent amount of wrestlers coming on over to Raw, right? You got Samoa Joe as the U.S. champion, and all of a sudden Samoa Joe versus Aleister Black has a money match to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I do understand your thinking though of not being a big fan of having both on the roster, both on the Raw roster. They probably should have split them up, to be quite honest. But oh well, that's nitpicking, right?
Yeah, and they should have, as jokingly, they should have made the Viking Experience, formerly known as the War Raiders, to the Raw Raiders.
The Raw Raiders.
Just flip more around, and you got Raw. Raw Raiders.
And the funny thing is, that might be just as equally bad of a name, but might not be worse as the Viking Experience.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they came out on Monday Night Raw, and they're like, the Raw Raiders. And we're like, oh, come on.
I would have just sat there just staring at the TV just for 2 seconds. Then I would have just laughed my ass off. And holy crap!
Basically what we did with the Viking experience. I'm not sure if you remember the reaction from the live stream, but I'm pretty sure it went a little something like, what, like couldn't believe it, and then laughter, just straight up laughter that they are like, frick. Like, what are you supposed to do at that point? You just gotta laugh, right? When they troll you that hard, you just gotta laugh. It's like the Elias thing when they trolled us on SmackDown. I laughed my ass off there too. Any other questions, my friend?
Nah, man. I actually gotta go.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thanks. You as well.
Talk to you later, bud. All right, guys, we're going to get to King's Table, and that's going to unfortunately be our last question of the day, as we are already been running for an hour and 11 minutes. My God. Let's get to King's Table. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the live stream. You're on Hold the Rope. How's it going?
Finally.
Yeah, sorry, it took a while to get to you.
I know. You had to the king. You gotta do me last, so that's fine.
Yeah, I got you last, right? Save the best for last, right?
Yay, the king is last. Thank God.
What's your question?
Right. Not gonna lie. I freaking hate the name the war Viking experience. I mean, like, really? The Viking experience? Like, come on.
I know,
really?
Right? It's brutal, right? Brutal.
It sucks.
Yep.
I hate it. War Raiders for life.
War Raiders for life. All right. What's your question?
How do you feel about Reigns on SmackDown?
I like it. You know, they took him away from Seth Rollins. They moved him on from the Shield. Dean Ambrose is gone. You know, they're actually moving on from the Shield. And what it does now is it creates the hype for a future down the line Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns match. Like, down the line. Because Roman's on a completely different brand now, which means you're pushing it all the way until potentially next WrestleMania, if not further. Right? There is ways they could do that. So that's nice. It pushes what seemed to be the next logical step of Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title, and it makes us wait for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but what if?
Okay.
But what if they put together in the Survivor Series matchup, like Seth is on Raw with the title and Reigns is on SmackDown? Do you see that happening in Survivor Series?
So like the 5v5 match and then Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns on opposite sides? That's what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Both big stars. If Seth Rollins is still the Universal Champion come Survivor Series, he'll probably have a match against the WWE Champion by then. But if if they decide to do something different, like, you know, have the WWE Champion and the Universal Champion be like the team captains of each Survivor Series team, like they've done that in the past years. So that they could do something like that, and then Roman Reigns would be on the SmackDown team, and then, you know, maybe that's where they start the tease. You know, around Survivor Series time is when they start to tease for WrestleMania. We saw that with Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, and Becky Lynch at this past year's Survivor Series. That's where the build started for WrestleMania. So they could do something similar there if they wanted to put Roman Reigns up against Seth Rollins and build to a match at Mania. But again, we're talking about long-term booking, and we don't even have a clue who's going to be the WWE Champion by then, or the Universal Champion.
Kobe's doing well so far. I don't see him losing it to Kevin Owens if it happens.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. He's doing a good job. He was hilarious on SmackDown. I'll give him that much. Really funny.
Yeah. All right. We'll go close out, and it's time for us to just chill out and do our own thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Basically.
All right. Do your thing. I'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you so much, my friend. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, stream.
All right, guys, so that is going to bring us to the end of the show today. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in, who talked wrestling with me, all that great stuff. If you guys would like some more wrestling coverage, whatever, make sure you head on over to my Twitter, twitter.com/conman167. I post a lot of tweets over there. I tweet a lot, probably an unhealthy amount, but that's okay. You guys should definitely follow me while you're over there if you do not already. You can follow me also on the rest of my social media. That is down in the description below. Again, I do this show every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, some notes to this week's programming. We did have some issues with the live stream overlays and the setups and the scenes. They deleted themselves yesterday for whatever reason. I had to spend all day yesterday rebuilding them to get it back to looking like this. So unfortunately, that kind of ate up the time for the podcast this week. We were not able to record it. So unfortunately, back-to-back weeks, no Con and Bob podcast. But that will be back next Friday. So hopefully you guys can just hold on until then, and you'll get some more Con and Bob in your ear. But that's going to do it for me here today. Please, on your way out, make sure you leave a like on this video. Take a look at my camera, how dark it gets when I just put my finger right up to it. How weird does that look? Look at this. Just little. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me here today. Again, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on your way out. Make sure you are subscribed. But until Monday. Wow. It's going to be not until Monday till I see you. But until Monday, take care, everybody. You can talk along in the Discord chat if you wish to talk to everybody. But I'm Ben Con, and that was Hold the Rope.